In the heart of our land lies a silent crisis. India, a land of farmers, where fields once thrived as the backbone of our nation. Where once fertile fields fed millions, concrete jungles now rise. The story of our land isn't finished yet. Let's explore what's really happening and how we can shape the future together. India, a nation that feeds over 1 billion people, and yet, its farmers are dying at an alarming rate. In 2022 alone, 11,290 farmers took their own lives, an average of nearly 31 suicides every day. But still, some geopolitical nations, who claim to be the saviors of humanity, are actively working against India. At the World Trade Organization, behind closed doors in Geneva, nations like the United States, Canada, Brazil, Australia, Thailand, and the European Union, countries that talk about fair trade, justice, and humanitarian efforts, are quick to criticize India's efforts to protect its farmers. These countries, who have no hesitation in subsidizing their own agricultural sectors, turn a blind eye when India supports its farmers. They call Indian subsidies trade distorting, claiming it harms the global market. But India feeds millions around the globe. In 2022 alone, India extended over $150 million worth of agricultural assistance, ensuring food security in times of crisis. The story was no different in 2021, with $120 million worth of aid reaching those in need. 2020 saw contributions surpassing $95 million. While 2019 was a landmark year with $180 million worth of support. In 2017, India provided close to $75 million in agricultural aid, and in 2015, the figure exceeded to $200 million, touching countless lives across the globe. Because for India, agriculture is about feeding the world. When the world called for help, India answered. Now consider this. The United States spends $20 billion annually in subsidies to its farmers. The European Union has a budget of €387 billion just for direct payments to its own farmers, and an additional €13.8 billion for rural development. Australia and Canada have their own generous subsidy programs. Yet, when India, facing its own unique challenges, these same nations, the self-proclaimed heroes of global agriculture, object. This isn't just about trade. It's about global politics. It's about the power these countries wield over decisions that affect the survival of millions. The global market is their battleground, where they push their agendas while ignoring the cost to the people who actually feed the world. When India steps in to provide subsidies, whether it's for minimum support prices, MSP, or fertilizer support, it's not about distorting markets. It's about preventing more suicides, not just for India, but for the global food security. We can't just let politics and hypocrisy cost the Mother India more lives. As the camera reveals lush green fields, a symbol of prosperity and life, a startling reality begins to unfold. Fertile agricultural land, the foundation of our sustenance, is vanishing before our eyes. With urbanization and industrialization accelerating, the numbers tell an alarming story. 70 million hectares of fertile land have been lost between 2015 and 2024. That's an average of 7.78 million hectares disappearing each year. If this trend continues, another 7.78 million hectares could be gone by 2025. And by 2030, a staggering 38.9 million hectares may be lost. Imagine the food insecurity, the livelihoods at stake. The transformation of these lands into urban sprawls and industrial complexes is a visual metaphor for the choices we face. Growth at the cost of life-sustaining resources. But these choices are not irreversible. Once thriving farms now bear the scars of climate change and water scarcity. Cracked soils and wilted crops paint a dire picture of a struggle against the odds. Agricultural productivity, once growing at 2.2% annually, has declined to just 1.06%. This means a loss of potential yields, impacting food security and the livelihoods of millions. Calculations reveal that productivity declines annually by approximately 0.114%. If this continues unchecked, productivity could drop by another 0.946% by 2025 and even further by 2030, leaving us with harder questions to answer. Yet, within these challenges lies an opportunity to innovate, adapt, and rebuild resilience in our agricultural systems. Soil, the foundation of agriculture, is eroding at an alarming rate. Every year, 15.35 tons of soil are lost per hectare due to unsustainable farming practices, deforestation, and climate change. This amounts to an annual loss of 1.48 billion tons of soil, stripping away the fertility of nearly 96.4 million hectares. Without immediate intervention, India alone could lose an additional 7.4 billion tons of soil by 2030. This isn't just soil, it's the lifeblood of our crops, our ecosystems, and our communities. But there's hope. Sustainable practices can stop this erosion and even reverse the damage. From barren lands to thriving ecosystems, the transformation is possible. New age farming techniques, organic practices, and community-led initiatives are already proving their worth. Imagine a 20% improvement in soil health or a 15% increase in crop yields, real solutions within our grasp. This is a call to action. See you again with insights from another real-life factual data analysis project.